What if you could lead one of those massive skeleton armies from Diablo 2, but with all the screen-filling bullet-hell chaos of a game like Vampire Survivors? For a lot of us, that has been a dream for years. It's a very specific power fantasy, being an undead general, watching your bony legions just wash over everything in their path, mixed with the RNG upgrade thrill of building a completely broken, screen-clearing character. Well, a new game called Skull Horde from developer 8-Bit Skull thinks it has the answer. Today, we're jumping into the demo to see if they actually pull it off. Look, this hits on a deep-seated need for a certain kind of gamer. The type of gamer that always goes for the Necromancer class in any game they can. They get a genuine rush as they summon more and more skeletons and watch corpse explosions chain across the screen and turn a whole room of demons into a fireworks show of guts and gore. And lately, the same person probably got hooked on Vampire Survivors, hypnotized by the escalating madness of it all. So the promise of mixing those two together isn't just some gimmick. It's the answer to a prayer a lot of us didn't even know we were making. Does Skull Horde actually deliver? Let's find out. Right off the bat, Skull Horde just gets what made most ARPG Necromancers so cool. It wasn't just about having minions. It was about building and leading an army. The game wastes zero time putting you in the general's chair. You're a floating skull necromancer who got betrayed by your own body and is now out for some serious revenge. It's a simple setup, but it gets you straight to the good stuff. Raising the dead, to get your own army of darkness.
Groovy.
And the army building is front and center. You're not just summoning some generic mob. You've got different types of units that have actual roles on the battlefield, which forces you to think strategically. You've got your frontline tanks, sturdy skeletons that soak up damage and form a wall of bone. You have spearmen for mid-range control. And of course, skeleton archers, who hang back and rain death from the distance. Then you have the big boys, the golems. And supports like clerics or war drum carrying fanatics. And right away, that Diablo 2 feeling clicks into place. You aren't just mashing one button, you're curating an army. You're making tactical calls before the fight even starts. Do you go heavy on melee to just swarm the enemy, or build a defensive line of tanks to protect a massive backline of archers? The game makes you think like a necromancer, weighing synergies and what the army needs. Your minions fight on their own, which might sound passive, but it actually makes your job as a commander even more important. Your main task is positioning your skull and dodging attacks, because every hit you yourself take is distributed between your whole army without reduction. And from time to time, when your ability recharges, you can give a buff to your skeletons. So, while the army building feels like it's straight out of a Diablo Zoomancer build, the moment-to-moment gameplay is pure auto-battler chaos. This is where the Vampire Survivors DNA really comes through. As your horde marches on, enemies swarm you from every direction, and the screen quickly explodes with projectiles, bodies, and the glorious carnage of your minions doing their work. The loop is addictively familiar. You kill enemies, they drop currency, and you use that to recruit skeletons between the floors. Chests and shrines you find in the levels give you powerful boons and loot with passive buffs. And this is where the magic happens, where those insane synergies start to click. You might find a relic that cranks up critical hit chance for all of your ranged units. All of a sudden, your backline of archers isn't just for cover fire, they are a crit-fueled machine gun nest. Another boon might slash the respawn time of your minions, making your army feel basically immortal. Because when your minions die, they will respawn automatically on a set timer that you can reduce. The whole system creates that classic just one more run feeling. You're constantly having to adapt your plan based on what the game throws at you. One run, you might go all in on melee buffs and create an unstoppable bone tsunami. The next, you might get lucky with the golem upgrades and build your whole strategy around a few super-powered elite units. It's this constant discovery and the chance to create a totally broken build that makes the genre so good, and Skull Horde absolutely nails it. But what do you think is the most important part of a Necromancer fantasy? The size of the army or the power of the individual minion? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So, it's got ARPG army building and Vampire Survivors' amazing minimalistic gameplay. But what does Skull Horde do that's actually new? The answer, its most brilliant idea: merging. In Skull Horde, you don't just buy more troops, you buy copies of the same unit to merge them into stronger, elite versions. For instance, if you get 3 basic skeleton archers, they automatically combine into a single, much stronger veteran archer. This new veteran doesn't just have better stats, it might have faster attacks or new abilities. Do it again, and you can create a champion tier unit, which is the top of the line. This adds a surprisingly deep layer of strategy. It creates this fantastic risk-reward choice. Do you spend your gold on a balanced force with one of everything? Or do you dump all your money into rerolling the shop, hunting the duplicates of one specific unit to rush a powerful champion? This decision feels huge. A wide variety of units is good, but a single champion can be worth more than a dozen of basic skeletons. And a combination of specific champions unlocks a set bonus, an army-wide buff that pushes your build over the edge. Experimenting with different armies is key, as you will be surprised what secrets are there for you to discover. This merging system is the perfect glue between the two genres. It gives you that satisfying power curve and visual upgrade of an auto-battler, while also delivering the deep, strategic army customization that made the Necromancer so iconic. You're not just hoping for good passive buffs, you're actively forging your elite soldiers. It feels less like you're getting lucky with drops and more like you're a master craftsman of the undead, carefully picking and choosing your creations until they are the perfect killing machines. It's a smart system that feels both simple to grasp and full of strategic depth. Alright, after jumping in we have to answer the big question. Is Skull Horde the Necromancer game we deserve? And honestly, the answer is a pretty resounding yes. It manages to capture the soul of both worlds, Auto-Battler and ARPG Summoner, without ever feeling like a cheap copy of either. It successfully nails the core fantasies, the undead general and the overpowered auto-battler, and then fuses them together with the brilliant merging mechanic to make something that feels fresh. You can tell the game is made by people who just get it, from the great pixel art and crunchy sound design to the little touches like customizable CRT filters for that perfect retro vibe. The presentation is fantastic. The main gameplay loop is incredibly addictive. The procedural generation keeps runs from getting stale, and the promise of more characters, perks and biomes in the full release in 2025 is really exciting. So, who is this game for? If you're a fan of Diablo 2, Path of Exile, Last Epoch or any other popular ARPG, and Vampire Survivors, you really owe it to yourself to check this demo out. But if you, like me, are a Necromancer fanboy, then this game is an absolute must-play. It's for the theory crafters who love planning builds, for players who get a thrill from watching a screen full of enemies just melt away, and especially for anyone who has ever dreamt of letting an unstoppable army of the dead. It perfectly scratches an itch a lot of us have had for a very long time. Skull Horde is shaping up to be a real standout in the crowded auto-battler space. It takes a killer concept, executes it with a ton of polish and real love for its inspirations, and then adds its own unique strategy spin with the merging system. It's a game that respects your time, with most runs lasting about 20 minutes, making it perfect for that, just one more run loop, until you look up and realize it's 3 AM in the morning. The free demo is up on Steam right now, and I highly recommend you wishlist the game to support the developers while they work on the full release. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this look at Skull Horde, hit that like and subscribe button for more deep dives into cool indie games. And be sure to head down in the comments and let me know, which game has the best Necromancer class? I have been the Indie Crawler. Until next time, keep raising those skeletons.